All right, you lovely, wonderful people. Welcome back to the show. I was going to show you some stuff on the charts, but I don't know why my internet's not working, especially my tethering in the car is not working really well. But anyway, nevertheless, let's talk about what the market is doing, right? So yesterday we had a nice little pump, day before as well. It was a continuous pump. Momentum was really, really good. And I saw loads of people get excited. We went to the $48,000 level for BTC. I can't remember what we went to the total market cap. I think it was $1.77 trillion. Currently sitting at $1.73 trillion. Do you know what? It's brilliant. A lot of people won't look at that. They'll probably start being a little bit bearish and whatnot, right? Now, understand this, right, guys? Look, we pumped from where we were, like $43,000, all the way to $47,300 right now at the time of recording this video. And we're just sitting there, we're just hovering there. And if you remember carefully on the previous video, what I said, this Sunday is not that important, right? So the coming Sunday is not important, right? It's the one after that, right? And what I'm trying to say is what's going to happen is this Sunday, we're going to close, right? We're going to close regardless what happens. We have a massive, massive bullish engulfing candle on the weekly. That's some powerful shit, right? That's some powerful shit, right? So that's what's going to happen. And then the next one that we are going to get is the one that confirms this massive, massive engulfing bullish candle. And it doesn't matter where it is, as long as it's a green candle, right? Even if it's a freaking red one, it doesn't matter. But the point is the confirmation that this candle will receive is going to be the one that shoots it up, right? I'm not talking some small numbers. I'm talking some big parabola numbers, right? Now, when I deep dive into the market, when I look at the other coins that are available right now, I do see some good signs, right? I see market pumped. A lot of the coins started bleeding as soon as BTC started bleeding, but majority of them haven't. And that's the key here. When you look at the market, when you see the momentum, right? When everything moves in one direction, you know for a fact, right? Those of you guys who have been in the market for a very long time, the patterns are clear. When BTC pumps the life out of itself, right? Everything pumps with it. When BTC dumps, everything dumps harder. But when BTC is still in a momentum, the trend is still intact, then what you see is other coins, they pump with it, but when it dumps, when BTC dumps, they don't dump as well. And that's the key. When you see that, you know that the next phase, the next move is about to happen, right? I'm not going to say cycles and this and that. None of this matters, guys. We have cycles within cycles, right? We have a hourly cycle within 4 hourly cycles, within 4 hourly cycle, within an 8 hourly cycle or 6 hourly cycle, we have many cycles. So let's not talk about cycles here, right? Just the patterns on the chart, and so far the pattern is freaking bullish, right? And the confirmation that I was looking for, the one that tells me that we are moving up, has been signaled already. So the rocket ship is about to leave, and if this rocket ship does leave, we are going to be expecting to see a good few weeks. I'm not talking days, right? Forget the days, forget the short time frame. We're looking at good few weeks, if not a few months worth of weeks, right, of pumps coming. Right, so be excited. I'm quite happy. And funny thing is it coincides with the Bitcoin halvening. So once that does happen, we will expect another little dump. But things just get more interesting, right? With the halvening coming in, the less supply coming in, we are expecting some things, right? Some things crazy. Now, nothing too crazy. I'm not talking about a 500k BTC, guys. I don't do that. I'm more realistic. Those of you guys who have watched my videos back in 2020, I made a video, and it's a bold prediction, right? I made this video during the pandemic. I made a video and I said, guys, listen, I'm looking at the global macroeconomics, the global macro situations. And what I see is we've had so much money being printed. Now that money you will not get to account for within XYZ amount of time. But over a certain number of years, it will kind of reflect in our budgets and our daily expenses and whatnot, right? It balances, or, you want to call it inflation or whatever you want to call it, right? It is going to reflect over time because it's going to be done very smartly. So when this does happen, I don't know, but the point is I kind of predicted 5 years, and I said, look, guys, in 5 years time, right? So this is me talking in 2020, right? I think it was 2020, can't remember, but I said, I'm making a prediction. BTC is going to be 100k in 5 years time, not what people think. All right, 100k, $100,000 or 72,000 pounds in UK, whichever comes first, it doesn't matter. But that's the number I'm looking at. So you can see I'm not super hyper bullish on anything, right? I am bullish, for God's sake, I am freaking bullish. I've always been bullish, right? Point I'm trying to make here is I'm being more realistic with the numbers, because I'm seeing that there's this elastic that's being pulled, right, which is money circulation. So we've had so much money being printed and the money machines never stops, right? But when is this elastic going to be released, right? When is this whole dilution of currency going to be released? When are we going to see it? We're not going to see it overnight, right? We are seeing some effects of it where things are getting more expensive, income's not rising, and all of those geopolitical nonsense, right? We do see that, and we see the wealth gap kind of closing in, but at the same time, remember the elites, right? And this is a little bit of a conspiracy. The elites, the 1%ers, they don't want you to be close to them. So what's going to happen is they're going to release that elastic band, right? It's going to come back to its place like a Bollinger Band, right? And it's going to reset everything. So the elites, right, the 1%ers are going to be still the 1%ers. Because right now the gap is closing up and they don't want the gap to close up. So at some stage, they're going to release a storm, which is going to shuffle everybody, shock the world, and things are going to move forward, right? Now, one of the things that I see is there's like I talked about narratives and whatnot, right? Forget all of that. I'm not talking about that right now. But what I'm saying is, one of the things that I've seen is how the elites, the global elites, the big corporations, the $1 trillion companies and XYZ, right? How they've entered the crypto space, right? These are the same people who laughed at us, right? Who thought we're a bunch of idiots for buying crypto, who said whatever they could. They dissed us as much as possible in the media, globally, everywhere. Even now, I do get some of these guys where you come and you say, oh, yeah, we're talking, like they listen, oh, what are you talking about, right? Because you're talking to someone and they'll be like, oh, what are you talking about? I'm curious. I want to know. They'll be like, Bitcoin, oh, yeah, that shit, yeah. You seriously, you guys have been freaking brainwashed, right? But the fact is the company you work for, so there's this one guy, right? Is a good one, right? So he works for a particular company, Merrill Lynch, right? And the fun fact is Merrill Lynch, the biggest investor in Merrill Lynch is BlackRock. I'm like, hold on, the boys that own you, right, own more than 1% of Bitcoin. Are you still not there, mate? Catch up, right? What the hell? Are you living under a stone or something? Think about it. So a lot of people don't understand this, but that's because that's how the company structures work. They don't want employees to do certain things. Like, for example, I got a friend who works for HSBC currently. I think he's leaving, but he works for HSBC Bank, right? And he's been with them for donkey's years. But apparently, because of his position, he's not allowed to buy, sell, hold crypto. It's a bit of a shit. But then he knows very well, and everyone else knows very well, that HSBC is interested in crypto. So hold on, this is a double whammy, right? It's a complete contradiction. You want to be involved in crypto. All of you global elites and all of you big boy corporations and banks and everything are actually already involved in crypto, but yet you tell everybody else not to be involved in crypto. How does that work? I'll tell you how that works, right? That's because they don't want you to go and buy anything while they're buying. They don't want you to buy cheap BTC. They've had their laughs, they've had everything, they've dissed it, they've done whatever they could, they've tried everything, so you don't buy, right? And now that they've failed at every attempt that they've made, they want to buy it as cheap as possible, and they have already. Believe me, they have already. They haven't been announcing things until they've already done what they had to. So by the time you got to know that they're going to be doing an ETF, by the time you got to know that they're involved in crypto, believe me, they were already involved in it. They already had a massive, massive profit already in their pockets, and they're probably even playing with just their profits, not even their initial, right? They've probably taken out their initial. That's how crazy it is, right? But trust me, it might be just a conspiracy, but that's the reality, right? I see that institutions and big corporations actually buying up cheap BTC, big, large quantities. That's not your small Tom, Dick, and Harry. And I'll tell you about Tom, Dick, and Harry's, right? So back in the days, there was a whole bunch of people who bought BTC pennies, right? They bought it for pennies. Some of these guys bought it for dollars, right? I can assure you, none of those guys, those are the real OGs, they're not selling their BTC, and neither are they topping up anymore, right? Do you get that? They're not buying anymore, neither are they selling their BTC, right? They may be selling 1 or 2 BTC here, maybe a few expenses here and there, maybe even a few hundred, right, BTC, maybe even a few thousand BTC, because they can afford to. Some of these guys have hundreds of thousands of BTC, right? Maybe they're buying a yacht or some big mansion somewhere, right? But the point is that's a one-off purchase, right? So when you get to see some order books, right, with 100,000 BTC, with like, for example, there was one I saw like 3,000 or 4,000 BTC. I'm like, hold on, one person selling 3,000 BTC? You freaking mad? Right? What kind of a mansion you buying, bro? Right? Do you know what I mean? Right? And then you get to see someone actually bought it. I'm like, oh, no. Who's got that kind of cash sitting around to buy this kind of stuff? So obviously, to me, that all smells like corporations and big boys playing the game, right? And none of them are going to announce it. And the ones that have, believe me, are already in there. So that's just part of my conspiracy. I'm not going to say anything more to that. But what I'm going to say to the community right now, and I have mentioned it, I've texted a few people yesterday as well, because we've talked about, like, privately, I talked to a lot of guys. I've got a lot of clients, a lot of people that I deal with on a private note. So when they asked me, when the market started dumping recently, right? So when we went to the 48,900, I said to the guys, guys, we are going to get a dump, right? Because we were expecting that. And we mentioned that from like a year ago, 2 years ago, God knows how long, right? We talked about how the patterns play out. So we knew the pattern at $48,000 was going to get a rejection at some stage. We went to 49,000, which was brilliant. And then we got the rejection, which is brilliant. We held the trend right above 37,000, which was at 38,800. We held the trend. We moved forward, and you can see from 38,800, which was the bottom, local bottom, we're currently sitting at 47,000, even though we had a little peak yesterday at 48, not an issue. But that 48 number was crucial because we also knew on the way back up, we are going to face some resistance there, right? And there's going to be global liquidations around that area. Good thing is we didn't get massive liquidations, which is brilliant. This isn't why we are still holding the 47,300 right now, as of speaking of, right now on this video. I can't see the date, guys, so I can't tell you. I don't know what date it is. I know it's a Saturday. For God's sake, I know it's a Saturday. I think it's the 9th or the 10th. It's a Saturday, right? That's all I know. What's the time right now? Time now is 4:33. That's all I know, right? 2024, just in case a lot of you guys come and watch this video later on. You have no idea what I'm talking about, right? So today, I think it's the 9th or the 10th. Could be the 11th. Yeah, I think it's the 9th or the 10th of February. It's a Saturday. That's all I know. Saturday, 4:33, February 2024. Guys, forgive me. I don't keep up with the dates and shit like that. I don't even know what day of the week it is sometimes, right? That's how it is. I don't look at dates, right? Life just moves on. You move on. You get up, you do your shit. When you're tired, you go to sleep. You wake up and you get up and you do your shit again. Full stop, right? That's how life rolls for me. I don't keep a tab on what time it is or what day it is. It doesn't matter to me. I work 7 days a week, right? I'm out there grinding 7 days a week, so it doesn't matter, right? Leave that aside, right? So that's what I'm saying. So we were expecting on the way up, and I told everybody on the way up, we are going to be expecting another rejection, or some sort of a resistance around the 48 again. It happened exactly as we actually talked about it, which is really, really good. But the trend is intact, which means the next move will take us to around 53K. So the next pump should take us to around 53K to 58K, right, guys? So these are big numbers, guys, big numbers, right? I can even probably, how do I say this? I can make the range, right? So the current range I have is 53 to 58, but I can actually reduce it down and make it more finer to an exact number if that's something that somebody wants, right? Again, guys, remember, I don't hold a crystal ball. All I'm talking about is the charts. I don't give a damn about the news. I don't give about the damn about the global economics or global macro factors. None of this matters to me. When they do matter, I make bold predictions and I'll talk about 5 years down the line, like I did on that 2020 video, right? Those are global macro stuff, right? 5 years down the line. But when I'm talking about numbers here right now, these are short term, these are weekly trends, and these are other stuff, all based on charts. Nothing to do with the news. So you'll hear this first, right, if you watch this video, and then you see some news coming up next week where someone's making an excuse, all right, or trying to take the what's it called, man? Oh, I forgot what's it called. They're trying to take advantage of it, basically, right? So someone's going to come around and try and connect the dots. Oh, this is why this has happened. No, this is not why this has happened. This has happened because the chart said it will. How many times can I tell you this, right? And in fact, if you guys watch these videos, you also know we've always talked about things happening before they happen. So did I get an insight? Am I that big, that influential, that I would get an insight from some of these guys? No. I'm just a normal guy doing my normal thing, trying to help at least one person, right? If one person benefits from this video, that's all that matters to me, guys. And I come out here and I speak my heart, right? And I try to be as honest as possible. No scripts, none of that nonsense, right? You guys see me as I am, right? Literally every other time you see me in my car when I do certain things. End of the day, I'm busy. I'm running around all day long doing my thing. So other than that, I won't make this video any longer. I hope this video was informative. Keep it nice and short and sweet. I don't want to make these long videos, guys. I want to keep it within 10 minutes if I could. Even now, I'm going to 14 minutes. I want to stop at 15 minutes. So other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe, share with one another, and I'm going to catch you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos.